All right, guys. TJ Weber's 2024-25 preseason overall power rankings for the NFL. All 32 teams start at 32, go down to 1. This is going to be different than the normal power rankings. A lot of people have like a lot of insight. Listen. As you guys know, this channel is for football fans by football fans. This is not like I know everything. I got every stat, every player, whatever. This is just the football fans' knowledge. I know a lot of things about every team. Don't know everything. Oh, TJ, you've been talking about this offensive lineman going, I don't know. I don't know everything. What are you going to do? So I'm not going to sit here and like read and act like I know everything. I'm give my honest reactions to what I think these teams, where they should be ranked from 1 to 32. Or we start from 32 to 1. So here we go. At 32, I got the Carolina Panthers. Pretty easy. They have absolutely botched the last couple years in giving up everything they gave up for Bryce Young. Again, you had to take your shot in the draft. It's only been 1 year, but when you missed out on C.J. Stroud, it's pretty tough. When you see the Bears take DJ Moore away from you, he has a great season, and then they take what should have been your pick at number 1 the next year, and they take who could be their franchise quarterback. It's tough. So the Panthers are in disarray. You go back to the McCaffrey trade, didn't get a lot out of that either. Anyway, I'm dumping on the Carolina Panthers. They're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. They got Xavier Legette. I like that pick. Good wide receiver. They got Deontay Johnson from the Steelers in a trade. They trade by Brian Burns for some draft picks. They drafted Jonathan Brooks out of Texas. So there are some young, exciting players. However, there's just not a lot of meat on the bone. There's a lot of things last year that you said, I can't believe this team is an NFL team. I can't believe this is an NFL franchise. Their owner sucks. Apparently is not liked very much. So yeah, it's just not great in Carolina. Some young players that are exciting. Could be fun dynasty picks here and there, but Carolina Panthers, 32. I mean, easy pick. 31, I got the New England Patriots. First year without Bill Belichick. Excited to see what they can do with a new coach with Gerard Mayo. But again, new quarterback. He's not expected to start maybe the whole season. Definitely not at first. Jacoby Brissett is going to take the reins. Again, not a lot of weapons going on offense, really. I mean, they tried to get Brandon Ayuk. Apparently, he shut that down, according to reports. You got guys like Matthew Judon on the defensive side that can excite you a little bit. You got, I don't know. There's just not a lot of excitement in New England right now. Not a lot of big time sexy names going on with the Patriots. And after last year, you needed a big splash. They did what they could. I mean, again, I like the new coach, and I like them getting a quarterback at 3. Even if Drake May goes in and becomes the next coming of Peyton Manning, he's not going to fix them right away. So Patriots at 31. 30, I got the Broncos. This is going to be interesting because Sean Payton in his second year gets rid of Jerry Jeudy. Just wasn't working out in Denver. Now the biggest thing is the quarterback situation. So they pick a quarterback in the first round as well. The last quarterback taken in the first round, the 6th quarterback taken in the first round, and Bo Nix, former Auburn Tiger, former Oregon Duck. And apparently, according to reports and Twitter, Bo Nix is Sean Payton's guy. Sean Payton loves Bo Nix. Now, I'm sitting there going, okay, he's the only guy that was left for Sean Payton. So would he have loved J.J. McCarthy if he got there? If he would have moved up to go get Jaden Daniels or Drake May or whoever, would they have been his number one guy? Who knows? But he says Bo Nix is his guy. I don't know how he doesn't start when you got Jared Stidham and Zach Wilson there. He's got to be the guy. But now you throw a rookie quarterback into the mix with a team that struggled immensely. But now Russ is gone. He's not cooking anymore in Denver. So, again, there's a lot of back and forth going on. Don't love their division. And I just don't. I think they're the odd team out right now in that division. So, a lot of question marks. We'll see. But Denver is at 30. At 29, I get the Arizona Cardinals. The only reason I don't have them below Denver is because of Marvin Harrison Jr. I think that they're going to be an exciting team as far as with him and Kyler. Other than that, there's not much there for me. So, Again, they're being outshadowed in the NFC West by the 49ers. I think the Seattle Seahawks will be better than them. The Rams should be better than them. They're just still in a spot where they're not taking big steps. So I'm going to put the Arizona Cardinals there at number 29. At 28, we got the Washington Commanders. Now, some people might tell me this is a tough spot to put them in. I do think there's a significant jump from 29 to 28. The rest of the teams above the Commanders, I really don't think they could have gone too much higher because there are still question marks. But you get a guy like Austin Eckler who's going to help out your backfield. You got Jaden Daniels coming in, your hopeful franchise quarterback, going to change it up here. Moving on from Sam Howell, who goes to Seattle. I kind of like that opportunity to see what Washington can do. New head coach Ron Rivera out. Ben Johnson from the Lions decides to stay, does not become the head coach. But I think there's a lot of moving parts. I think their ownership has been, more vocal in saying how much they want to fix this team after new ownership and everything, after the sell. Was it last year or 2 years ago? But anyway, a lot of excitement going on in Washington, but still needs to be proven. A lot of things that need to be fixed, but I think Jaden Daniels is a step in the right direction, but I still have them pretty low at 28. 27, I got the New Orleans Saints. Just not very exciting. You got Alvin Kamara, who I think is on the kind of the tail end of his career a little bit. Jamal Williams, massive acquisition last year at running back after a huge year in Detroit, and just didn't perform well. He just didn't really, wasn't the same guy. Very odd to see that happen. But I'm interested to see how Chris Olave does with Derek Carr once again. It just doesn't seem like Derek Carr is going to be the guy there either. It seems like every opportunity he has, it's just he's a good quarterback, not a great quarterback. The Spencer Rattler draft pick, I think, is very interesting there. Their defense should be pretty good, but they're just kind of a blah team at this point. And the good news for them is they're in a little bit better NFC South, but it's not the best division in football. But I really just don't see the Saints doing much this year, so I got them at 27. 26, got the Raiders. Again, it's just this is a tough spot. Raiders, I think, will be better. You got the new head coach, Antonio Pierce, taking over after being interim head coach. Obviously deserved it. Did a great job turning that team around after Josh McDaniels just absolutely put them on the wrong side of the tracks, going down the wrong side of the tracks. You get Devontae Adams back, who I think is going to have a better year. The big thing for me is you lose your running back in Josh Jacobs, so you got Zamir White as your starter. Big question marks. Not sure how he's going to do right off the bat. You got a quarterback situation where you didn't go out and get a top quarterback. You still got either Aiden O'Connell, who came in and did pretty good last year for Jimmy G, but you wouldn't call him your franchise quarterback yet. And then you have Gardner Minshew, both those guys going for the starting job. And that alone, to me, puts the Raiders down in this spot. It's just, too much going on, and to see the jump that they would have to make to catch the Chiefs for sure in that division just shows you how off those two franchises are. So I think the Raiders are on the right track, but they're still pretty far down there for me at 26. 25, I got the New York Giants. Out of every team except the Lions, I think the Giants are what I know the most from this offseason. And you're probably guessing why, because they were on the offseason version of Hard Knocks here recently. And I kind of got to see how they rebuilt their team in the offseason. And they, got Brian Burns from Carolina, which was a hell of a pickup. They got a really good pass rush now. They kind of lack a little bit at corner. They have some rookies they helped to kind of fill in the secondary. And then the big acquisition, Malik Neighbors from LSU, the number 6 pick overall in this last draft, I think is going to be a huge, huge opportunity for Daniel Jones to try to bounce back. Unfortunately, Daniel Jones is still your quarterback, and I'm just not a Daniel Jones guy. I don't think it's just because of injury. I just don't think he's very good. So because of that reason, because you lost Saquon, you have just again, similar to last year, maybe a little bit better. Still a lot of question marks, and you don't have the quarterback. Daniel Jones just will not take them to the next level, and that's why I gave them a little bit of a bump above teams like the Raiders and the Saints, but I will not put them that much higher, and I'll leave them at 25. Seahawks at 24. Geno has been solid, but they're one of those teams that can really disappoint you in that they beat your favorite teams or they screw over bets for you nonstop, but they always hang around 500. They might sneak into the playoffs, and that's about it. So there's just not much really that the Seahawks that I've seen. I could be missing things. As I mentioned, I'm just a football fan doing my rankings. But from what I've seen, the Seahawks haven't gotten that much better than last year, and that's why I put them at 24. Maybe we'll float around wild card, but again, I think the teams, I think they're middle tier, but the teams that I put above them, I think have made significant changes, except for this one, number 23, the Chargers. So the Chargers are at 23 because I still think with the quarterback, with Justin Herbert, with Jim Harbaugh coming in, will kind of change things up. I think is very good for them. But it's weird to put them at this spot because, number one, I usually put them higher. And I think I almost could have put Seattle above them because they don't have any receivers. I mean, they got Ladd McConkey from Georgia, rookie, who needs to make an impact right away. They got, I'm trying to think. So they lost Keenan Allen and they lost Mike Williams. And then Quentin Johnson, terrible year last year, dropping a lot of passes. He has to be an impact player this year. Joshua Palmer has to be an impact player this year. They lose Austin Eckler. They have the old Baltimore running backs in Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins, who has had like 2 knee injuries, I believe, in the last 2 years. So, yeah, there's a lot of question marks going on. They still got Joey Bosa, still got Khalil Mack. But offenses, they got Herbert. That's what they got. They got Justin Herbert. And after that, man, it's tough. That's why I put the Chargers down at 23. They got a lot of work to do. Titans at 22. Interesting moves. It seems like they're kind of loading up on like older talent, sort of, but trying to make it work. You know, they're like almost like the last hurrah type of team where you got Tony Pollard now as your running back. You picked up Calvin Ridley. Still got DeAndre Hopkins, and you got the second-year quarterback Will Levis going to work trying to make something happen. Hey, I don't hate it. I mean, Titans with moving on without Mike Vrabel and picking up guys that have had impact years. It's just I think they're kind of past their prime, but Tennessee's also going to be that team floating around 500 that I don't really know about. Again, it's the team that's you don't want to pick against, but you don't want to pick for every week. They're kind of boring. Who knows? Maybe Will Levis will light it up this year with Calvin Ridley. I don't see it, but I think they're a little less than middle of the pack. Just right around 22 is where I had them. 21 is Minnesota. Justin Jefferson gets his new contract. Massive for the Vikings. They needed that bad, so that's good on them for getting that done. Kirk's gone. No Kirk Cousins. Aaron Jones coming in now, leaving Green Bay to go to Minnesota. Again, an older running back, but he's pretty solid. I mean, he's been pretty solid his whole career. And I think he'll have a little chip on his shoulder going against his old team a couple times this year. But you got Jordan Addison, you got T.J. Hawkinson, you still got a lot of weapons. However, your starter, Sam Darnold, and you got a rookie quarterback in J.J. McCarthy who worked in a run-first offense at Michigan. Don't get me wrong, I love him. I think he can throw the shit out of the ball. But quarterbacks, you've had a gunslinger your whole career, or for the last few years, for a long time, and now you don't. I mean, you got Sam Darnold who's got to lead you. So to me, that does significantly drop them. I think they have a lot of offensive weapons. I think their defense is pretty solid, but man, they need a quarterback. And they think McCarthy's the guy, but until we've seen anything, Sam Darnold's the guy, and that just doesn't give me enough to put them anywhere above 20. So give me the Vikings at 21. At 20, I got Tampa Bay. Baker re-signs with the Bucs. So I like that. They get Mike Evans back as well. Just a team that I think has done, is kind of staying the course, right? So they're still going to be around in a tough, not great division in the NFC South and an opportunity to win it or to at least make a wild card spot and make the playoffs. So, again, because of getting Baker and Mike Evans back again, and I think that they're basically at 20, and I think they have an opportunity to make the playoffs a wild card spot. That's about it. And again, as you guys can tell, I'm a very offensive-minded guy. I know the offensive moves way more than I know defense. So I try to pay attention to everything, but it's, you know what I mean? Offense is offense. You pay attention to the offensive stars. So that's kind of where my brain goes. So if I'm only talking offense, sorry about you. Hopefully that's fine. 19, I got the Steelers. So I think Pittsburgh is going to be a lot better this year because of you go from a quarterback situation with Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph to Russ and Justin Fields. And I tell you who I'm most excited out of those two, it's Justin Fields. No doubt about it. If you've ever heard our show, you've ever listened to me talk about the Bears in the past, Justin Fields is an absolute baller. That dude, I mean, I'm telling you right now, the right situation, which hopefully is Pittsburgh for him, he could light it up and just have a hell of a career. And I think this is his time to do it. So I think he will start this year at some point, if not week 1, and just light it up. Finally get Pickens going. Pickens has had a tough start to his career, not great quarterbacks throwing to him. He's very just a really animated guy who just wants to get the ball, and he hasn't had great quarterbacks to get him the ball. So maybe this will change it. And you got a defense led by T.J. Watt and Cam Hayward that'll just knock you in the mouth. So I think the Steelers are interesting this year. I'm going to keep them at 19 just because they've been kind of a little lower than they have been in a while, and just still a lot of question marks. But I mean they're in the top 20, and in the top 20, I mean they're better. And even if they throw Russ out there instead of Justin Fields week 1, I still think they're significantly better than last year. So go ahead and give me the Steelers at 19. At 18, I got the Colts. Anthony Richardson, full year, is exciting to think about. He showed a lot of promise first few weeks before he got hurt for the season. I said it out of college. He was my favorite guy coming out of college. The build he had, the mobile running ability he had, and massive arm strength. I'm excited to see what he can do with Jonathan Taylor with the run game especially, but also just chucking it up. And I don't know much about the Colts. I'll be honest with you. I know that they're well coached. And Anthony Richardson, full year, should be electric for them, finally making the move they need to make in the AFC South. So give me them, but they're still at 18. I wouldn't put them in the halfway mark, but pretty close. Rams at 17. Same type of team. Stafford, still a guy, still slinging it. Puka Nacua coming out of nowhere last year. If Cooper Kupp can do anything like he's done the early parts of his career, that offense will be rocking and rolling. Kyron Williams, where the fuck did he come from as well? That's going to be fun to watch, to see if he's a one-year flash-in-the-pan kind of guy or if he's going to be consistent, especially in fantasy. God, he was great in fantasy. I had him. Fucking awesome. So their offense, I expect to still do great things. Defense, they lose Aaron Donald. That's huge, and that's kind of where I don't put them too much higher. And obviously in the NFC West, they're still the second team, no doubt, behind the San Francisco 49ers. But Rams are still around. I mean, they're still around, still well coached by McVay, and they'll be floating around. So I got them at 17. At number 16, maybe this is too high, but maybe people think it's too low. I'm putting the Bears at number 16. Look, I can't doubt that they're going to be an exciting team to watch either way this year. I hope they suck. As a Lions fan, I hope they suck ass. But let me tell you, if he could stay healthy, Keenan Allen is a massive, if not the best possession receiver in the NFL. He's definitely going to help a young quarterback in Caleb Williams. You got Swift in there. He's going to help out, catch passes out of the backfield. And you got DJ Moore on his second year with Chicago with a new deal. Chicago's going to be on fire this year as far as like the fan base. They're going to be going nuts. A lot of expectation though. Montez Sweat gets a new deal last year after his trade with the Commanders. So their pass rush is there too. Man, I'm telling you right now, Bears can be scary. And I don't think scary as in no Super Bowl, none of that bullshit. And trust me, it's the Lions here. I just think that they'll make it tough on teams. They'll be flirting around 500 this year, maybe a game above 500. But Caleb Williams hasn't thrown a pass yet. I haven't seen him throw a real NFL pass yet. And we'll see. It's a different game than college, but we'll see, man. We'll see. But I got the Bears at 16. At 15, I got the Falcons. Kirk now in a new uniform. So with Michael Penix, what a wild draft pick that was. So there was already some back and forth between Kirk and the front office, it looks like. But, he'll still do his thing. He'll still sling it. And Bijan Robinson should have a massive year with a new coach that wants to get him the ball, I would hope. God, he's going to be a massive fantasy guy this year, no doubt. But then you got guys like Drake London. Kyle Pitts could have a huge comeback, bounce-back year finally. A quarterback that can really get him the ball. So I'm excited about the Falcons. They've always had a good pass rush. I think their defense will be fine, but their offense is significantly better with Kirk Cousins. And I think Bijan's going to possibly be RB1 in fantasy this year if it's not for McCaffrey. So give me the Falcons at 15. 14, this one sucks, but it is what it is. Packers at 14. Can't deny Jordan Love. I mean, What do I have to do to get the Packers to not have a good fucking quarterback 1 year? They have a whole stretch. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, now Jordan Love. Jordan Love had a fantastic year last year. Got paid as the top. I don't know what time it is right now, who's gotten a new contract since, but I believe he's the highest paid quarterback average per year in the NFL, in NFL history. But anyway, he can ball. They got Josh Jacobs in the offseason at running back. Defense has always been pretty solid. They got good corners. They got good pass rush with Rashawn Gary. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, Packers are good. Packers are good. What are you going to do? I'm done talking about them. Jaguars, 13. This one's tough because I wanted to put them lower. Couldn't do it. Trevor got his new deals. A lot of quarterbacks got their new deals. He'll be tossing it pretty good this year. I can't remember what they really did. I mean, Ridley's gone. They got Gabe Davis from the Bills. I knew that. Other than that, I don't fucking know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I think they're number 13. They're number 13. They're better than the Packers, Falcons, Bears, and Rams. Jaguars at 13. I got nothing else to say. 13. Bills at 12. Josh Allen and the Bills at 12. Now, this is one I am going to pull up. The people that they've lost, the players they've lost in the offseason, because there's some decent names here. Let's see. Oh, that's acquisitions. Never mind. Apologize. Hey, make sure you follow us everywhere from the 50. You can check us out in the YouTube bio. You can check out the website. Just go to webercontent.com/from the50. You can follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're live every Sunday from 10:30 a.m. Central all the way up until kickoff, talking fantasy, talking picks, team parlays. We let people talk shit about our teams, and we just have a good time. It's just we read comments like crazy. That's why we're different from all the national shows. We read your comments. We're football fans talking to other football fans. So if you enjoy that kind of laid-back football conversation before kickoff on Sundays, check us out on TikTok, on YouTube, from the 50. And again, it's webercontent.com/from the 50. All right. I'm trying to find my little cheat sheet here. Here we go. So Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs, those are the two guys. I mean, two top receivers are gone. So that's, you got Josh Allen, but you lose your two top receivers. Who are the Bills receivers even? I just thought of that. They got a rookie. I know that. Was it the guy from Florida State? Keon Coleman. That's it. Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir, Curtis Samuel, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Mac Hollins, KJ Hamler. So you get what I'm saying. I mean, not a lot of receivers there. Dalton Kincaid's a good tight end. Dawson Knox, good tight end. But Josh needs some receivers. I mean, you got Keon Coleman, late first-round draft pick, needs to ball out right away. Yeah, I love the Bills. The Bills are always going to be solid. I still think they have most of their defense. But they lose Tre'Davious White, lose Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer. Yeah, there's just a lot going on here. A lot of guys that have left and a lot of offensive weapons that have left. So, yeah, I'm going to put them at 12. Look, it's Josh Allen, but they need young guys to step up right away. That's for sure. Cowboys, 11. Here's another tough one. Go check out, I'll do it for you. Let's go check out the depth chart of the Dallas Cowboys, okay? Now, let me tell you something. You take out CeeDee Lamb at receiver, and he does have a contract dispute. Listen to the rest of the receivers they have. Brandon Cooks, Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Moreno Cropper. Did I say that right? Jalen Moreno Cropper. Kavontae Turpin, Jalen Brooks, Tyron Billy Johnson, Ryan Flournoy. You get me? CD's got to get a deal done. They 100% will. Jerry's playing hardball. Fucking give him his money. You need him. God, I mean, their top running back is Ezekiel Elliott, who's like 85 years old. 29, but still, for a running back, that's old. He's your number one guy now. I mean, oh my God. He was the backup in New England last year, they had won like 3 games. Listen, Cowboys still have a defense. Still got Dak, still got CD, but God, I mean, they got nothing else. That's why they're at 11. They should be lower. Honestly, they could be lower. because they need more. But I put them at 11 because they're still the Cowboys. They're a hell of a regular season team. These are regular season power rankings. We all know what they can do in the playoffs or not do, I guess I should say. So yeah, 11. 11 solid pick, but God, you better get CD signed because otherwise your defense or your offense is gonna suck. I mean, just flat out. By the way, CD, massive fantasy pickup this year. He's the guy. I mean, my wide receiver 1 over Jefferson over everybody. You know what? I said I would take Jefferson on the last stream. I think I would take CD, just because look at their depth chart. They need CD Lamb. He's gonna get 85 targets a game. Cowboys 11. At number 10, I got the Jets, Jets. Aaron Rodgers, full year back. I think it's going to make a huge difference, obviously. They say he looks great. Say he looks like he never got hurt. That's my main reason. I think they got a hell of a team besides that. I'm really excited to see what Rodgers can do, especially now that he's out of my division. And I'm knock on wood that he don't get hurt right away because I want to see what he can do with a full year in the AFC. It should be an interesting AFC East, too. It's them and Miami, to me. Bills will be hanging around, too, but I got the Jets at 10. Jets at 10. Aaron Rodgers effect. Dolphins at 9. Another AFC East team right there in front of the Jets. I mean, explosive-ass offense. Tua gets a new deal. Tyreek's going to have another great year. Defense is a little interesting. I think then on offense again, Devin Achane. I'm expecting him to have a massive fantasy year. So, yeah, Dolphins will be explosive. I got them top of the AFC East and number 9 on my preseason power rankings. Number 8, I got the Cleveland Browns. I might have put them too high as well, but I'm banking on the fact that the offense will be better, that Watson will be healthier, and that with the acquisition of Jerry Jeudy, still got a lot of talent and in a new place that they'll be rolling. You got the Nick Chubb situation, another knee injury, though, coming back. That's tough, but their defense is still rock solid. So I like the Browns. I think they will be a really good team, but maybe I should have put them below the Jets and the Dolphins, but I'm going to keep them at 8. I'm going to keep them at 8. I'm not going to change what I did. Number 7, Cincinnati Bengals. You got Slim Shady at quarterback. Same old offense. T. Higgins apparently wanted to trade. I think he's staying, though, so you still got 2 solid weapons with him and Chase on the offense. Who the fuck is their running back? Mixon's gone. I know that. Who is the Cincinnati Bengals running back? Zach Moss, but also Chase Brown, my dynasty league. Chase Brown, I think, is going to be a big weapon this year. But again, running back kind of take a little dip there, but it doesn't matter. You got Joe Burrow, you'll be fine. So give me the Bengals at 7, Eagles at 6. Really, just god awful ending to last year. I mean, I had a parlay, division winner parlay. It was them to win the NFC East, Chiefs to win the AFC West. Was it Lions to win the NFC North? And the Eagles absolutely screwed me over. I mean, just couldn't have been worse. They lose Jason Kelce, big time leadership guy, massive, Pro Bowl center. So that's a big loss. But other than that, I mean, they've done well. I mean, I don't really know what they've added. Let's take a little look here. Let's see what they've done. But I mean, they're still pretty solid with their roster. I'm an idiot. They added Saquon Barkley, for God's sake. Saquon Barkley is there at running back. So yeah, that's a big acquisition. I like that. They did get C.J. Gardner-Johnson back. He didn't do shit for the Lions, except he waved at the 49ers too early when we lost the NFC Championship, so that was great. Yeah, and they got Kenny Pickett. Look out, Kenny Pickett in a trade, backup quarterback, and Devontae Parker at receiver. So yeah, I mean, Saquon Barkley, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Yeah, big time acquisition for them. And he's going against a division rival in the Giants. I mean, that's gonna be cold blooded to see. The Giants let Saquon go. They told him to go shop, and he did. But it's gonna be tough to see have the Giants be able to see their guy in the Eagle green and possibly kick their ass every single time they play. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, Eagles with Saquon Barkley and everything else that everybody else they brought back. I like them at 6. Always a contender, especially with Jalen Hurts. Dude's a hell of a player. Give me the Ravens at 5. I got Lamar with Derrick Henry having a massive year again. Good regular season team, not a great playoff team. That's the thing. This is a regular season ranking. But that's kind of where I'm at with them. I think they're going to be the same type of team they always are. Obviously run first. And with Henry, I think opposite to to Lamar, it's going to be more lightning and thunder instead of lightning and lightning. They've had, Gus Edwards was kind of more of a power back, but now you got arguably the best power back, one of the best power backs of all time, one of the best power backs we've had in the last 10 years in Derrick Henry. Has he been in the league 10 years? That sounds right. So I think that it's going to help their run game for sure. And then, just got to hope that guys like Zay Flowers make another big-time step. Mark Andrews doesn't get hurt this year, and their offense will soar once again, and their defense is already just ready to rock. Their defenses are rock solid. And, I mean, they just continue to just be a smash-mouth defense year in and year out. Problem is they just can't win in the big moment. So, but for now, I mean, the Ravens are top 5, no doubt. Have to put them at number 5, so that's where I have them. Number 4, Texans. Houston Texans. I mean, the surprise of last year, 100%. I'm excited to see what DeMeco Ryans and C.J. Stroud do in year 2. They add Stephon Diggs to a wide receiver core that already has Tank Dell and Nico Collins. And then you add in, you still have Dalton Schultz, who had a hell of a year last year. And you add in Joe Mixon at running back. I'm telling you right now, the Texans could be a fun team to watch. They could be a fun team to bet on. What are their odds right now on, let's check out my handy-dandy sports book. No free ads this year. I'm going to get better at that. The Houston Texans to win the Super Bowl are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th best odds at plus 1,500. So if you got $100, throw it on the Texans to win the Super Bowl. You win $1,500. Could be a good bet. I like the Texans a lot this year. I like what they did on offense and DeMeco Ryans. I mean, think about it. Your offense is now set. You get all these offensive weapons, and then you have a defensive-minded coach who's going to continue to build that defense up as well. That's going to be a hell of a recipe there for them. And, man, they're going to be good for a while. I really do think so. So, Texans at 4. And number 3, right here, baby. Detroit Lions, number 3. Listen, this team is ready to soar. Ben Johnson's back. Dan Campbell back after an amazing year. People can say what they want about the play calling in the NFC Championship. Dude was always aggressive all year. Sometimes it doesn't work out. What are you going to do? You get Zeitler, another guard, to come in to replace Jonah Jackson, who went to the Rams. But Decker's back. Penei Sewell's back. He got paid. Goff gets paid this offseason. Amon-Ra gets paid this offseason. Gibbs coming back for a second year. Monty coming back for a second year with Detroit. And the biggest thing for me, I mean, those are all massive. The biggest thing for me is the Lions get better in the secondary. Terrion Arnold from Alabama, now over their corner, along with Ennis Rakestraw from Mizzou, and you adding Carlton Davis, a veteran presence at corner. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. This is what was missing is the secondary from all the yards they gave up last year. It was insane. Just got absolutely just destroyed by everybody. Now you got, it's the young rookie cornerbacks, but guys that should make an impact right away. So I love this Lions team even more than I did last year. Problem is now you got a target on your back. People know how good you are. People know how awesome and aggressive your head coach is. So that is the harder part. It's going to be a tougher season, but it's going to be fucking awesome. I'm ready for it, baby. So number 3, the Detroit Lions. Number 2, I got the Niners. Listen, you know who the top 2 teams are going to be. The 49ers and the Chiefs. I mean, the Niners are number 2. And the Chiefs are number 1. It's listen, you can tell me it's chalk. Oh, that's what. How do you not put the Lions at number 1? Look, I'm being real here. The Niners are stacked still. They are an absolute stacked team. And that's it. Even without Ayuk, they're going to be fantastic. There's nothing much to say. They are just, look across their depth chart. They are just an absolutely stacked team that just hasn't won the big game, period. So, Niners are at 2. Nothing else to say. You know their team. And the Chiefs are at 1. Mahomes going for a 3-peat. Him and Kelsey and Andy Reid. And what's interesting, too, is I believe their receivers just got better and they just won the damn Super Bowl. You win it with Mecole Hardman and who else do they have? Valdez-Scantling and Sky Moore didn't play much. But you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't have many top receivers. Now they have Xavier Worthy, who just broke the 40 record at the Combine. Now, again, John Ross broke the Combine record. I don't think he had a great NFL career. Actually, I'm curious. What has John Ross done in his NFL career? Make sure you follow along here. This is from the 50. You can check us out in the link in the YouTube chat, or I'm sorry, in the YouTube bio. That's our link for our website. You can check out all of our links. Leave voicemails. We have a football fan line episode I do at least once a week that I like to answer questions from the fans. So please make sure you do that, and make sure you check in with us every NFL Sunday, regular season Sunday during the year from 10:30 a.m. CT all the way up until kickoff. Give you NFL news and notes. We just kind of joke around, have a good time. We love our teams we make fun of. And then we also take questions from the audience in the chat. We answer fantasy questions, all kinds of fun stuff. And we pick our games as well against the spread every single week, 10:30 a.m. CT, all the way up until kickoff. All right, John Ross, real quick. I just want to make a point here. The best year he had was 2018 with the Bengals. He had 7 touchdowns, 210 yards, 21 receptions. So, again, he breaks, he has a massive 40 numbers, like 4.22. Doesn't have a great NFL career. However, John Ross didn't have Patrick Mahomes. So Xavier Worthy could be an absolute stud with his speed and his breakaway speed on the go routes, and then Mahomes just finds him. Not to mention they get Hollywood Brown, who I think has been kind of, his talent's been kind of hidden in Arizona because Kyler is just, that offense just hasn't been working. So I'm interested to see what he can do with the Chiefs as well. And then again, Kelsey coming back should be a fun one. So yeah, Chiefs at number 1. There you go. Power rankings. Pretty quick. 36 minutes? I thought that'd be a little bit shorter. But again, just laid back conversation. That's what I got. I think those are pretty damn good rankings. But I'm honest with the people. Like I said, I'm an average Joe football fan, and I like to talk to the average Joe football fan. So this is my first and only 2024 preseason power rankings. Again, and we'll have another episode where we're going to do more about like Super Bowl breakdown. Like we're going to break down who we think will make the Super Bowl. I have the other guys on for that one. We're also going to do, let me go through my little rundown here. I made some other episode suggestions. So we're going to build division winner parlays. That's going to be a blast. So build one that maybe we can all root for as a show. Pick a winner in every single division. I do want to do one where we predict the division standings. It should be a pretty short show. Playoff Super Bowl predictions real quick that we can kind of throw out there, and we're going to stick them up on the wall maybe, you know what I mean? And then all year kind of follow along and see how we do. I'm going to also have a couple shows. We'll talk about season-long NFL player prop parlays. I have never done that, but I think it's like, Patty Mahomes over 4,300 yards passing or something, like take the over on that. But things like that, I think we could really make and kind of have something to follow all year long as well. So be ready for all that. A lot of fun stuff, a lot of fun content this year, and fucking football season, it's here, baby. We got preseason football that I don't give a shit about, but hey, we got football. That's what matters. We got football going on. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you're brand new to the show, hit the subscribe button here on YouTube. Go to the link in our bio on our homepage. Check out all of our links. You can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We are live every Sunday during the season from 10:30 a.m. CT all the way up until kickoff. You can check it out with me, Big Web, Zook, Nick Yale, and all the people that get involved here on the YouTube and TikTok chat. It's going to be an awesome time, man. So thank you for joining. Please subscribe. We'll talk to you next time.